In this video, I'm going to showcase 2024 changes, beginning with Secure Act 2.0 and some notable things being implemented this year coming out of that legislation, in addition to touching upon some financial planning limit changes. So let's begin the discussion with Secure Act 2.0. So Secure Act 2.0 was a legislation that was passed in late December of 2022 and is the secondary version to the original Secure Act that was passed in 2019. So almost 3 years later, they passed Secure Act 2.0, and there was a number of noteworthy provisions within this package. Some of them are being implemented in 2025 and beyond, and some have already taken an effect. But for this video, I'll focus upon what's important for 2024. The first of which is now student loan payments are eligible for matching. So with Secure Act 2.0, employers can now credit employees' retirement accounts based on the amount that the employee pays towards their student loans. So this was a huge win for those employees that may not have the available capital and resources to both contribute to their retirement accounts and pay down their student loans. So with Secure Act 2.0, employers can still fund the employee's retirement accounts via those matching contributions while the employee focuses on paying down their student loans. The second major Secure Act 2.0 change that's being implemented this year, and one of the biggies, is the ability to move money from the 529 plan to a Roth IRA via a transfer. There are a ton of different conditions with this ability to move the money, so it's very important to be mindful of all the criteria one must meet. And the first condition is that it must go into the beneficiary's Roth IRA, not the owner. So not the owner of the 529 plan, but the beneficiary of the 529 plan could move money from their 529 to a Roth IRA in the beneficiary's name. Another condition with this is that the beneficiary must have earned income. So this could be a problem if the beneficiary of the 529 is very young and maybe is not working and doesn't have wages that they're receiving. In order to do the transfer, the beneficiary must have earned income. So that's a very important condition there. Another condition would be the maximum transfer from the 529 to the Roth is equal to the annual Roth contribution limit, which is $7,000 this year for 2024 for those that are under the age of 50. And if you're age 50 or older, you get an additional $1,000 catch-up. So you can't do a very significant amount from the 529 to the Roth IRA each year. The maximum you could do would be that Roth contribution limit. Another condition to be mindful of is there's a lifetime limit that you can move from the 529 to the Roth, and this is $35,000 per beneficiary. So you could do that annual transfer of the Roth maximum contribution limit for several years until you reach that $35,000 lifetime limit. Another condition is that the 529 plan has to be open for at least 15 years before implementing the transfer. So we're really talking about only those 529 plans that have been around for over a decade, been around for a long time, for the ability to move the money over. And then the last condition that's very important to understand is that no contributions or earnings within the last 5 years can be moved to the Roth IRA. So if the 529 plan was just open for and maintained for 15 years, you can only use the first 10 years of contributions and earnings as far as moving money from the 529 to the Roth. You can't use the last 5 years of contributions and earnings. And the last thing from Secure Act 2.0 that I'll get into here is that now in 2024, there's no required minimum distribution, no RMD requirement for Roth employer plans. So if you have a Roth 401k, now you don't have to take RMDs for that account. Previously, prior to Secure Act 2.0, you had to take RMDs for Roth 401ks. Now with Secure Act 2.0, that's no longer a requirement. So now that we've talked about Secure Act 2.0, we'll focus on some important limit changes. The first of which is health savings accounts, or HSAs for short. So with this year, 2024, the minimum deductible amount has increased to $1,600 for individual HSA plans and $3,200 for family plans. You also have a maximum out-of-pocket limit now for 2024 of $8,050 for individual plans and $16,100 for family plans, and you need to meet both of the minimum deductible and max out of pocket in order for the health plan to be considered high deductible and have the ability to contribute to an HSA. So it's very important to be cautious of these minimum deductible and max out of pocket limits when evaluating a health plan to see if you can fund an HSA. And then the last thing with the HSA is the contribution limits increase to $4,150 for those individual plans, and then $8,300 for family plans. So just double the limits there. And then if you're age 55 or older, you get an additional $1,000 catch-up that you can put into the HSA account. In addition to the HSA, we also have Social Security changes. So millions of Americans are now going to see a 3.2% increase in their Social Security benefits. That's the cost of living adjustment for 2024, which they've already seen now that we're well into 2024. And then the other key point with Social Security is the wage base increase from 168. The wage base is now 168,600. So what this means is you pay Social Security taxes up to 168,600 of your wages, and then wages after that amount you don't pay Social Security taxes. So just important to be mindful of the max Social Security tax you're going to pay while working. And then the final notable limit change relates to various retirement plans. So the first being the 401k, the 403b, the 457, to where employees can now put in $23,000 this year, 2024, into one of those types of retirement plans. And then they also get the catch up if they're age 50 or older, and that's $7,500, which means that an employee that's working that's over the age of 50 can put in a total of $30,500 as an employee contribution to the 401k plan. We also have simple plans, and the limit for 2024 is at $16,000, and you have a $3,500 catch-up contribution for simple plans, again, if you're age 50 or older. And then the final would be the traditional Roth IRA contribution limit. And we mentioned this already, but you can now contribute $7,000 in this year, 2024, to a traditional IRA or Roth IRA, or a combination of those two, as long as you're not exceeding those maximum limits. And then again, if you're age 50 or older, you get an additional $1,000 catch-up amount. So those are all the important 2024 changes. I did include a number of additional ones in the article I wrote on this topic, so click the top right of this video to access that. But thank you very much, and I hope this was helpful.